The Flash series finale aired tonight. I have certain opinions about it. I'm just going to say right now, probably a 7 or 8 out of 10 episode. Only because of Zoom, Thawne, Eddie, and Grant's acting, and the ending scene. Everything else was either average, good, or why are we seeing this? This finale felt like a season finale up till the end scene, which I don't think personally is bad for the show, because like this whole season has been all over the place, and I don't think this season really started feeling like a final season until 909. So to me, it's just like, yeah, I didn't cry once during this finale. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. When I cried like 10 times in 910 and twice in 909, and I don't cry once in the series finale. Maybe it's because I was just like, okay, throughout half the episode. The idea that Zoom got defeated by Keone, a little annoying. The idea that Savitar, I guess, yeah, he got defeated by XS, which was kind of fine. I didn't have a problem with that. Thawne being defeated by Allegra. I mean, don't get me wrong, the scene with Allegra where she, like, the super light move, whatever the hell it was kind of cool. I don't get why Thawne didn't just phase his hand into Chester's heart. That was something. Seeing all the Speedsters with red lightning was cool. Cobalt Blue, Thawne, Savitar, Zoom, Godspeed. Which I did explain why Savitar had red in his suit, because they all got leveled up. But, like, again, and also Cecile can fly now, which, was not even mentioned before now. Or even an idea, but, whatever. It's just, it was a cool sequence. But, and I called it. I said Cecile would fight Godspeed. And you know what? I didn't have a problem with it, because seeing Godspeed create, like, several different clones, I kind of liked it. The other fight scene with Barry and Eddie, it was a small fight. We got 3 fights between Barry and Eddie. One, we saw just Barry running and Cobalt Blue behind him. The other one was Cobalt Blue and Barry made like a spear, like a lightning spear. That was cool, but it only lasted like a second, which was, it was still cool. And then the third one was Barry not fighting back and Cobalt Blue just beating him up in the next Speed Force. And then Eddie just turns good, which I didn't really have a problem with. My problem was it felt so anticlimactic. Like, and not really in a good way. It was like, okay, Barry's talking down Eddie, which I guess makes sense because Eddie really wasn't bad to begin with. Like when we saw him in 910 and even 911 or 912, I think it was 910, 912, we saw Eddie. Like he wasn't really that bad till the negative Speed Force started corrupting him. So he wasn't really a villain. He was more confused what the hell's going on. He was living his life as Malcolm Gilmore and he was happy. And then he became Eddie Thawne again, and, next people started corrupting his mind. But they just left Eddie as a negative Speed Force avatar. So he's still, like, but he and Barry aren't going to see eye to eye on everything. And he destroyed the crystal. So, like, the negative Speed Force is just Eddie now. But wouldn't that mean to be next to his avatar that you would have to hate someone? Like Thawne hating Barry? The entire Season 8 of Negative Speed Force arc, in the back half, that last arc, was setting up why Thawne's the avatar of Negative Speed Force. because he hates Barry. Eddie clearly mentioned that he doesn't hate Barry anymore. So, who's he hate? Thawne? Speaking of Thawne, I think he was the second best character this episode next to Barry. Just Thawne, like, he had some really good scenes. I liked him in that wheelchair. That was like a season 1, ripoff right there, but that was so cool. And then, like, seeing him just, like, mocking Zoom, Godspeed, that was hilarious. I don't know what it was, but I haven't laughed like that watching this show with that kind of humor since season 4. It felt like season 1 humor with Thawne, which was good. But then they got rid of it when Allegra blasted him into a wall. But, like, it was still funny. And again, it felt like season 1 through 4 kind of humor, minus season 3. Season 3 didn't have humor. But season 1, 2, and 4, that humor that was there with Team Flash, that's what I felt like when I was hearing Thawne just mocking the hell out of Zoom and Godspeed. And then Thawne, saying that he's the fastest, which I guess he kind of is out of that group besides Cobalt Blue. But that was still super hilarious. And I'm beyond happy that they did that. I just want to know what would have been different if 9/11 didn't happen the way it did, and 9/12 didn't happen the way it did. Would his finale have been different? Now, do you remember that Grant got COVID this episode? But they green screened him into episodes? Like that scene with Barry and Team Flash when the other speeches come out with Cobalt Blue by the pier. That was all green screen for Grant. I didn't see anyone talk about that, but that was green screen. Because you could see his stunt double. It was really hard to tell. They did an amazing job blocking that up with cameras from the footage, the angles that they had. But I noticed right away that was Grant's stunt double because I've seen his stunt double on set enough. Because I look at a lot of set photos to where I can tell Grant's stunt double is in a scene and I could tell he was there. But then you can tell that Grant was green screened in. It looked pretty good. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't look that good, but it did look good. So kudos to the production team and the CGI department. They did a good job with that. The ending shot, Barry creating every hoe as a speedster, Max Mercury, and Jess Chambers, who, if you don't remember, 508, Thawne mentioned her. And no, she's not a Jesse Quick ripoff. I don't know why people kept saying that, but if you don't know Jess Chambers, then you're gonna think that. But, at the end of the day, Barry created 3 new speedsters. And he is the avatar to Speed Force. Now, I guess. Because no one mentioned that. It was brought up once by Eddie that Barry's the avatar to Speed Force now. Is he? He threw lightning into the air and it created 3 new speedsters. I would assume he's the avatar, but what happened to Speed Force Nora? Is she just in there and the Speed Force is being the Speed Force and then like the avatar is Barry? Why? Since when are they 2 different things? Did they forget that they brought that up? I don't know. I'm okay with it because now Eric Wallace said that Barry would level up one last time to like godlike status. I guess he did because he created 3 new speedsters, right? No speedsters been able to do that besides Nora, Speed Force Nora. So I guess Barry is technically a god now because he can just create speedsters, right? Like, if you wanted to, you could give Cecile... Wouldn't that have been hilarious if, like, he did that and it gave Chester, Cecile, Allegra super speed? That would have been the funniest thing on the planet, but it would have been so stupid. You guys hate on this finale. For everyone who's hating on this finale right now, it could have been 100 times worse. It could have been so much worse. That one scene alone would have ticked me off. It's just think about that when you're hanging on this finale. It could have been way worse, guys. This finale could have been better, yes, but it could have been way worse. Oh my god. I can't believe I just thought of that. I'm gonna hate myself for thinking about that now. But that ending running shot of Barry, like not the one where he's standing still moving his arms. I mean, that was a good shot, kind of. I don't know if the CGI was off on his head or what, but it was kind of weird. By him actually running through the city, we've never seen those shots before. And I don't know if you could tell it was Grant or not. I don't know if it was. But those shots of Central City and Barry running through them felt so much like a pilot shot of Barry running, but in like 2023. I believe it was worth it. Do I think season 9 is good? No. But I damn well think it's better than season 5 and season 7, and I'm going to rewatch it. Most of it. And I will give my full-on thoughts next week when the season releases on Netflix. Because I do need to rewatch it. I don't know if it was watching it week to week affected my thoughts of the season. But knowing what I know about the Ride Death arc, I think will help my opinions of it. And also my opinions of the New World arc will change when I rewatch the entire arc. That being said, this finale. Do I think it was a good series finale? No. I think it was an okay series finale. But it didn't feel like one till the beginning and the end of the episode. Everywhere else in between the beginning and the end, it felt like a season finale. It did not feel like a series finale. Which I was kind of expecting, because they weren't really wrapping everything up. Because they weren't going to anyways. I mean, we've known that for months. Do I think it was a good... if it were a season finale, would it have been a good season finale? Yeah. It probably would have been the best season finale of the show, I think. But this is a series finale. Actually, no, that's kind of stupid. Not a season finale. I think it would have been like top 5 season finales if this was a season finale. Do I think the series finale is better than Arrow's? Hell no. Think it's better than Supergirl's? Yeah. Because at least in this one, we actually saw the other villains fighting. That was fun. But it's something that Supergirl kind of lacked. But we had a 4-hour series finale. 9/10, 9/11, 9/12, and 9/13 was all a 4-hour finale, according to Eric Wallace. 9/10 was great. 9/11 was good. Actually, no, 9/10 was amazing. 9/11 was good. 9/12 was okay. And 9/13 was good. It wasn't better than... It was better than 9/11. I don't know if it was better than 9/13 or 9/12. I need to rewatch all the stuff. But again, I entirely do not know where I rank 9/13 compared to the last 3 episodes. It definitely didn't top 9/10. I can tell you that right now. 9/10 is the best episode of this arc. And it definitely top 9/11. So it's between, 9/12 and 9/13. Bias would be towards 9/13 because that ending shot. But this finale overall was kind of a mess. Which kind of fits with the season because this whole season was a mess. This is why I said season 8 should be the last. I'm going to do a video next week. Kind of going over an idea for season 8 that I saw someone have on Twitter of different story arcs fitting in to make it feel like a final season. I'm going to be doing a video about that because I think it's a really, really cool idea. But I do think that what we got could have been better, but I am glad that we saw Jay. I'm glad Joanne came back. I'm glad Timeless Wells came back. Even though him coming back alone didn't really make much sense, did it? It wasn't really explained at all, but I still deeply enjoyed seeing him. I deeply enjoyed seeing, you know, again, Jay. And by the way, Jay, he learned how to steal Speedsters lightning from Earth 90 Flash, which is just like such an ode to John Wesley's ship. With him, Earth 90 Flash is still alive. We thought he died. He did die. But Crisis Alver must have brought him back to Earth 90. So he's kicking around. I think that's the best outcome that could have possibly ever come from John Wesley's ship for the Flash. Honestly. The way they treated John Wesley's ship in this show was incredible. And he deserved it. He truly did deserve it. But the fact that they took the time, even though it was a short little mention, that Jay met Earth 90 Flash, I think that's all you need to know. That's literally all you need to know. At the end of the day, what it really comes down to is, was this a fan service? Was this, just kind of like all over the place? What was it? I do think that hearing about Earth 90 Flash, hearing about, Jay and them two meeting, hearing about the entirety of where all the characters are leaving at, I think it was 100% worth it in a lot of ways. And I don't entirely know if the Flash will ever come back or where we're going to go from here. But Eric Wallace said that they would leave the door open, and they damn well did. I mean, it left the possibility for not necessarily spin-offs, which I have a video releasing tomorrow that I'm going to be talking about a potential spin-off with Reverse Flash, which is so good, by the way. But, we have 4 potential spin-offs right now. One with Thawne, one with Avery Ho, one with Max Mercury, and one with just Chambers. There's 4 potential spin-offs right there. But they won't do it, obviously. But, 5 years down the line, one of those 4 or several of those 4 could happen. And it would be part of the Arrowverse. So this Arrowverse, it may conclude on CW. This ain't anywhere near over. I think that's what we got to take away from it. The Arrowverse is nowhere near over. And it can still continue heavily through live action, through animation, through anything. And I totally think that it will continue one point down the line. And I'm excited for it. If they do it right. So, I am glad the show's done. Because I think it's been on long enough. I think it should end in Season 8. Because Season 8 was the perfect ending season in my eyes. But Season 9 had Oliver. They went back to that night. Eddie is Cobalt Blue. Bride Death, whether I liked that Javicia played her or not, I did like the character a little bit. I feel like Team Flash, in many ways, was the best it's been in a while. Caitlin came back, by the way. I forgot about her. That was what I wanted for Caitlin. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this finale. There's nothing really to say. Nora was born, which is kind of like an anticlimactic thing because we all thought it'd be twins, but it wasn't. They kind of teased it 5 different times that it would be twins and not just Nora, but whatever. And also, timeline rules, just screw them because XS is what's holding herself in that scene. It's whatever. It's just all over the place. 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I gotta rewatch it. I think that's the best I can possibly say right now. Because I legitimately do not know. And the fact that I had little to zero emotion in this finale. I don't know if it's because of the season we had. Or the you know, something like that. I don't know. I thought I'd be crying during the series finale, and I wasn't. If that's bad, then it's bad. If that's good, then that's good. If we don't know what that is, I don't know what to tell you. Because I don't know. I love this show with all my heart, and it's changed my life. Grant's changed my life, and I will forever be grateful for him as a Flash. You know? Maybe he's in the Flash movie, just no one wants to admit it. I will miss Grant, though, as a Flash. For sure. I can't imagine I being the Flash as Grant. Again, maybe one day they'll do that voice thing that Eric was talking about to continue the Flash's legacy, Grant's Flash legacy. You know, maybe they'll do that. I don't know. I hope so. I don't want to say goodbye to Grant's Flash. I think that was my main problem this finale was I don't feel like I'm saying goodbye to Grant. It's a Flash. Like, I feel like I was like, you know, okay, he's still out there. You know, like, he didn't die like Oliver did. Which I think was what made the finale so much more emotional because Oliver is dead and we're saying goodbye to all these characters while at the same time saying goodbye to Oliver. For Flash finale, it was just anticlimactic all over the place besides the ending and the beginning. And then Barry just lived his life. Made a new world, technically, for his daughter. Which is something that they kind of brought up in season 5 but never went anywhere with it. So I guess it's good that they did that now. But, like, I don't know. It's... I will always love this show, like I said. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Definitely something, though. But, this is not my last Flash review. For those who are still watching, I don't know if any of you are. But this is not my last Flash review. You'll see what I mean in probably a month. Maybe less, maybe more. But this is not the last Flash content you'll see from me on the channel. I promise you it's not. So, thank you for the video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And think about support for the last 3 years of me doing Flash reviews. And I will see you guys in my next video if you're going to keep watching the channel. Bye, guys.